This call is from a federal prison. You will not be charged for this call. This call is from
Joe.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. To block this call and all future calls, press. You may begin speaking now.
Gary.
Hey, Joe. Welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
How you doing?
Good to hear from you, Joe. Obviously, we're big fans. We know you don't have that much time. How much time do we have with you today?
15 minutes, and the phone will shut off.
Okay, perfect. So let's just jump right in. First of all, have you been able to see the Netflix series of yourself yet, or because you were incarcerated, did they not?
I saw it for the first time 2 weeks ago. My lawyers were here, and we sat and watched it because I'm on appeal, and I had to pick out what was fake and what was true. And then we're fixing to file a huge lawsuit against Netflix for witness tampering and defamation and copyright and trademark infringement.
So what was incorrect about the documentary, and who were the people that defamed you?
I'm having a really hard time hearing you. Can you get closer to...
Absolutely. Can you hear me better now?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, great. In regards to who defamed you in the Netflix series, who was that in particular? Was it Carol Baskins?
You know what? Carol is probably one of the only ones that didn't talk shit about me and got paid to talk shit about me. Eric Good, the producer of Good Productions, who made Tiger King for Netflix, we have him now on telephone and video recording, paying the witnesses during my trial to keep the narrative going so he could make Tiger King. So the things that you saw in there, like, Saf, the girl that lost her arm,
mm-hmm.
They set her in the middle of a junkyard to interview her, to make it look like the zoo was a junkyard. And then they got John Finley to talk shit, and accused me of burning the studio down and everything else. But we have proof now that the producer paid these people big time cash. Nobody got a 1099. Nobody paid any income tax. Yeah, there's fixing to be some big trouble over all this.
Hey, when you say big time cash, how much are you talking?
I sued that guy named Vince Johnson in Florida a couple months ago and won that lawsuit because Netflix, he came out while I was in jail. See, they filmed most of that while I was in jail. So he came out and told Netflix that was his music, that, I hear Kitty Kitty and I Saw Tiger and all that. So Netflix paid him and didn't even ask me. So they didn't have anything, permission to use my videos off of YouTube. They didn't have any permission to use my music or anything. So yeah, there's a lot of problems with that show.
Okay, so Joe, you reached out to me, and I'm assuming that you want my help to get you out of jail. What can I do to help get you out of jail?
I need a voice and a platform. I've got a lot of attorneys working on this from every angle. They passed that new, the Supreme Court ruled down on the Chevron case,
mm-hmm.
Where a federal agency can't criminally hold you for a rule because it's not laws. And that will get rid of every one of my animal charges.
Great. And, as far as Donald Trump is concerned, I'm not sure if you're following the upcoming election. Joe Biden had a very bad debate. Chances are...
a super bad debate.
Yeah. Chances are he won't be president this next term. Are you hoping that Donald Trump gets back in office so that he could potentially pardon you?
I have had some communication with some of his campaign advisors and Jason Miller. At some point, I'm probably going to suspend my campaign and put all of my effort behind President Trump. But I want to hear some certain things out of his mouth first. And it's not necessarily even my pardon. I'd like to hear that he's going to pardon me. I believe he would.
This call is from a federal prison.
But we have all the evidence that I'm innocent. But what I want to hear out of President Trump's mouth is, now that he's a victim of this unjust system, and how the federal court system can indict you on hearsay and just supersede in your indictments. I mean, 94 felony indictments is a little much, okay? That's just like, I started with one charge, and when I wouldn't plead guilty to that and I wanted a trial, they superseded me with 20 more charges. Okay, the Constitution says that you have a right to a fair trial. It doesn't say anywhere in there that the government has a right to blackmail you or stack charges on you if you ask for that fair trial. So I would like to hear Donald Trump say that he is going to fix the system for not just him and not just me, but for the other 30, 40,000 people in here that had to plead guilty to something because they were threatened by the government.
So you're expecting Trump, now that he's gone through the process and he sees how unfair it is, you're expecting him to understand your situation and help you out. Speaking of which, what's your status right now? You're at a medical facility, correct?
Do what now?
You're at a medical facility right now, is that correct?
I've been at a medical facility since I came to prison. Yeah, I have blood infusions every month. Because I was born with a disease that my body just doesn't make blood right. So they have to give me blood every month. And then, I went through prostate cancer, and now I went through a PET scan and CAT scans and x-rays, and I'm waiting for biopsies in my left lung because they think I've got lung cancer now. So, it's just, I go day by day. I just pray to God Trump wins and makes this right for me, or some laws change, or I'm on appeal. I'm on 2 appeals right now, and I hope that the appellate court, overturns my conviction. But my problem is I got a crooked ass judge in Oklahoma City that no matter what the appellate court says, he does what he wants.
Yeah, it's all super fascinating to see what's going to happen with you here. Last time you were up for a potential pardon, we saw your limo outside and your team in the sign that said, pardon Joe Exotic. Were you disappointed that night that you didn't get a pardon from President Trump on his way out of office?
Now, I'm having a really hard time hearing you.
Were you disappointed that you didn't get a pardon out of Donald Trump on his way out of office in 2020?
President Trump, had me on the pardon list. Sean Hannity verified it. A couple other really high name people verified that I was on the pardon list. Then January 6th happened, and everything went to shit. And he didn't go to the inauguration and leave office properly. He just took his briefcase and boxes and ran. And even Sean Hannity was disappointed because there was a lot of people, including me, that was on that pardon list that didn't get pardoned. And am I disappointed? Absolutely. I have to wait 4 more years for him to maybe do it again. But all I can do is hope that the man, now that he is a victim of the system, I hope that he'll make it right on his first or second day of office.
Well, he released his policy for the 24 GOP platform, and one of the things he said he wanted to do was end the weaponization. So he released the GOP platform this week.
And I completely lost you.
No worries. He released the GOP platform this week, and he said he wanted to end the weaponization of the justice system and the Justice Department that's currently going on. I'm assuming he meant Joe Exotic included in that.
I think he means everybody.
I'm hoping, I hear him say that he's going to defund the FBI, which really needs to happen because the FBI is weaponized themselves against just normal people when they're supposed to be going after serial killers and mafia bosses, They're worried about John Doe next door doing an 8-ball once a month.
Which is not that much.
And honestly, that's what's in here. And the more people that I meet, it's crazy how I read their cases because all it takes in the federal system is 2 people to say, I bought an 8-ball from you every week for 2 years, and they charge you with the 2 years worth of 8-balls.
Yeah, conspiracy.
Yeah, that's Gary's life.
That's conspiracy. That's my life, Joe.
And who the hell can afford to go up against the government with $200,000 on every charge. You know what I'm saying? So they got all these people scared, and they say, look, you're going to plead out to 5 or 10 years, or if you go to trial, we're going to seek 30 or 40 years on you.
Have the other inmates inside seen Tiger King documentary? Do they know how famous you actually are?
It is amazing how many people have been put in prison since Tiger King came out that saw it. Every Saturday and Sunday, that's all I do is take pictures out on the yard with inmates for them to send home.
Yeah, we've actually seen one of those pictures. It appeared to be two African-American gentlemen surrounding you there outside. Is that what your weekend life is like, is taking these selfies? And who's actually taking the photos there? To my knowledge, you weren't allowed to have phones in there.
You buy a photo ticket on the commissary for $1 and the prison takes them.
Oh, so you've got to be making money in there at least. One would assume you're charging for these photos.
I'm not. The prison is.
This call is from a federal prison.
Yeah, if I was to charge for one, they'd put me in the hole for making money.
Hey, Joe, I got a question.
You know, that's another real quick thing that I want to just let the general public understand, okay? When you're in federal prison, you're supposed to not be allowed to make money, okay? You can't help your family run your business. You can't own anything. They take everything away from you. But goddamn, during COVID, they wrote us all a $3,400 stimulus check.
Joe, are you still there?
Yeah.
You still okay? I got a question for you. It's pardon my French here, but are you getting any strange in there? How's that like? What's the love life like in there?
Do what?
Are you having? Do
you have sex in there? Are you obviously we've seen the documentary. You're attracted to other men. Are you having sex in there?
You know, federal prison is very private. It's private bathrooms, private showers, private everything, and none of that shit goes on in here. I don't know about state or county prison, but federal prison, yeah, none of that shit goes on in here. And if it does, the inmates take care of that. They beat the hell out of you. So no, I'm happily engaged to a very nice young man named Seth Posey in Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
And he has a 5-year-old little boy that just is cuter than hell, and I can't wait to get home and change my life. I want to finally have a family.
That's awesome. How did you guys meet?
Believe it or not, back in 2020, I put a contest on my website called The Bachelor King, and 44,000 guys applied, and he was number 7, and I never looked any further, and we've been together since. Talked 3-4 times a day on the phone. He comes and sees me on the weekends.
Lucky number 7. I love it. Currently, how many more years do you have left on your sentence?
Okay, if I don't win my appeal or some of these laws passed that are in committee right now and change, I have 11 more to do, and I've already done 7.
Okay, so it's not terrible. Obviously, we're hoping for the best, and we're hoping that Trump pardons you. But 11 years isn't that bad. How is the rest of your life in there as far as food goes and everything else?
You got to consider I'm 61 years old, so I'll be 72 when I walk out of here.
Yeah. 11 years for us wouldn't be that bad.
You'll still be 10 years younger than either presidential candidate.
I've already been through cancer once, and I may be facing a harder cancer this next time around. So, I don't count on 11 years. Am I fine if this ends tomorrow and they zip the body bag up? Absolutely.
Are you?
I hate my government that much now.
Wow, so you're okay if you die in prison?
I'm fine with it. I had a super good life. I've done 10 times more things than most normal people would ever do.
Are you working in there at all?
No. Yeah, I'm care level 3, which is one of the highest medical care there is. So no,
what is your day-to-day like then?
You eat expensive, overpriced munchies from the commissary, and you watch TV and play pool and work out all day. Hey, this thing's going to hang up in 30 seconds. It just gave us the last beep, but, get on joeexoticofficial.com. Look at all the evidence links of all the videos of everybody admitting to perjury. Spread that around. Be my voice. And, hey, email my people if you want to do another call sometime in the next week or so.
We will.
Absolutely. Fight the good fight, Joe. We love you out here, okay? You got us through COVID.
We're gonna get you out.
Send my love. Okay.
We will.
Thanks.
Cheers, Joe. There it is, Gare Bear. I almost felt like we were talking to your father.